Yo, what is up, guys? This is RizzyPOW, and we are here with week 5 of the GPC, the Grand Pokemon Conference. We, of course, are the Phoenix Sun Floors. Today, we're going to be taking on James and the Goose Golducks, so that is pretty cool. Yeah, so right now we are 3-1. We have 3 wins, 1 loss. The 1 loss versus Bob, and we are now 2nd in our division. So we have to be in the top 2 to make it into the playoffs in our division, and we're number 2 in our division. So as long as we can stay number 2 for the rest of the season, then we will make it a playoffs, which would be amazing. I would love that, but obviously things can go wrong. So yeah, but let's go show the team versus that I made versus James today. And this is actually the second time that I'm recording the team builder after the match has already happened, just because I didn't have time. I've been really not having much time as of late. It's the end of my senior year almost. I have finals going on. I have big projects due. I have a ton of shit going on, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, so if you guys want to skip to the actual bow, then go and in the description you will find the link or the time or whatever you want to call it, okay? I don't know what you call it. Only you guys know what to call it. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, you guys can skip to the actual bow. But if you do, I don't like you because you're not watching my team builder, and I hate you. That's pretty much it. You're a loser. That's all I'm saying. You don't want to see my team builder. Wow. But I'm kidding, obviously, but let's go and talk about the actual team that I have for James. First, let me read off his team right here. I will put his team up. No, my team. I'll say my team first because that's probably better. My team is obviously better than his because it's me. So yeah. My team is Megazard X, Jirachi, Togekiss, Nidoking, not Queen. Aselgor, Rotomo, Alamamamola, Snorlax, Scrafty, Rhydon, Torkoal, and our beautiful little block of ice, the Avalugg. So that is our team today, our whole roster. And let me tell you James' team real quick. Manaphy, Uxie, Roserade, Mega Gardevoir, Crocodile, Hitmontop, Skuntank, Druddigon, Doublade, Rotom, Aurorus, and Pupitar. So just look at his team. There's a lot of weaknesses I can see already. He has a really slow team. He only has 2 mons that even make it to 100 speed, and that's Manaphy and Gardevoir, which both speed tie with these this mon and this. So I can maybe try to take advantage of that. I was really thinking he'd bring Crocodile this match just because it's Scarfed. I mean, he can run it Scarfed, probably with Intimidate. Probably he might even bring Hitmontop and what else? He might also bring Hitmontop as well as Crocodile just to get double Intimidate on stuff like Charizard, because Charizard literally, Charizard can 6-0 his team. Like, it just destroys his team. I was thinking either he's going to bring a Scarf Crocodile or a defensive Crocodile to maybe take some hits from my Mega Charizard X. So I thought I was pretty much going to either bring defensive Crook or double Intimidate just to help versus Megazard X. But yeah, he's really weak to the hits, so I was really thinking of some Megazard X sets. I speed tie with max speed with his entire team, barring any Scarfers, so I was thinking maybe I could do some weird Swords Dance Quick Attack kind of stuff if he has like a Scarf Crocodile. Obviously, it's not even that good. I was even thinking Belly Drum Quick Attack, but that's actually illegal and probably not that good either. But I would have loved to use it because, you know, memes. It would have been amazing, especially if it worked, but you know, this is overall the best set that you should have brought. It's really standard, I guess, but that's not that big of a deal. Who cares? As long as it works. So, got max speed to speed tie with his Manaphy and Mega Gardevoir if he does run max speed on both of them. And this thing just hits his team really hard. Even without a Dragon Dance, I just destroy stuff. And with the Dragon Dance, I can it can really beat his team. So that's why I brought this. I decided to base my team around it. Now my next mon is the Togekiss, and I got a lot of defense investment on this Togekiss. This thing helps me take on his Crocodile. Okay, this Crocodile is obviously one of the only things that was like could revenge kill Zard, or even just switching on Zard. Maybe he was defensive. Even if he was defensive, he's still going to take a huge hit from a Flare Blitz. So yeah. This thing is able to help me also get defog support for my Megazard X because Megazard X is my win con this match. Also, originally I had Heal Bell just because he has like Thunder Wave Uxie, he can get Skull Burns on Manaphy, but I just ended up deciding to go with Thunder Wave because, you know, Paraflinching is really fun, especially versus Druddigon, because this kind of gives me a check for Druddigon because I don't really have, as you can see, the best check to Druddigon, but T-Wave, I can maybe do it on the switch in, and I can just flinch it to death if I really want to. Plus, if he's running Gunk Shot, he's gonna miss it obviously while I flinch. So like, there's no way he's landing a Gunk Shot. It's not the best check, obviously, but it's better than nothing. I don't really have much for his Druddigon, I realize, and I built this team really quick. So yeah, I don't have anything that what do I call it, that can counter his Druddigon. Nothing really wants to take a hit at his will at all. But I do have a couple of checks. So yeah. My next mon is my Jirachi. So this Jirachi is really SPDF investment to help me take a hit from his freaking Mega Gardevoir. So yeah, and I have a kind of a weird set. As you can see, I have Stealth Rocks because this gives me Rocks, Wish because this helps me get some, you know, some nice health getting back to me. I got U-turn, so he has 2 Pursuit Trappers. So Jirachi doesn't do too well versus this match. It is really good versus Gardevoir, but he has some crazy Pursuit Trappers like Skuntank, as well as he even has Druddigon, which Pursuit Traps. He has Doublade, which even Pursuit Traps, and he has, what is his main one? It's Crocodile. Crocodile is definitely one of his, the one that I thought was definitely going to be carrying Pursuit this week. So U-turn is, so I U-turn on the Mega Gardevoir, and then like U-turn out of, if he switches in the Crocodile, if he's like Rocky Helmet or something, which I was thinking he might be for like an Iron Head set, Scarf set, it would be a switch-in. So I can U-turn on it, and obviously I will take Rocky Helmet damage if he does have that, but I can still get out of there and I don't get Pursuit Trapped. So that is pretty cool. I got a SPDF, I got a special offensive one just because I was pretty sure he was going to be running Wisp Mega Gardevoir with Shadow Ball, so if he does Wisp me, I don't really care. Plus, if he is like Rocky Helmet Druddigon, then I don't want to take that like all that damage from the Iron Head if he does want to switch in. Plus, this will get a lot of damage on the Druddigon if he does want to switch in on me. So that is pretty cool. I got this investment just because it secures some KOs with the Iron Plate. It also helps me versus Gardevoir with all this investment in case he's like a bulky Combine variant of Gardevoir, which can actually completely destroy me because I'm running especially offensive Jirachi. But with this investment, it helps me versus that a lot more. I don't think he was gonna bring a Combine Gardevoir versus me, just versus my team, but I still didn't want to. I didn't want to lose to that thing, so I made sure to get this investment and stuff. So yeah. My next mon is going to be the Snorlax. So Choice Banded Snorlax destroys like everything on his team. I got a lot of bulk on the Snorlax as well to switch into certain mons. Originally I had Earthquake over Crunch, just because that gives me a nice check to his Doublade, which Doublade is very scary versus my team. My real counter to it is my Megazord X, because even at +2, his Shadow Sneak only does like max 48%. So I am pretty good versus it with this Megazord X, and I definitely one-shot it. And so I originally had Earthquake over there because that two-shotted his Druddigon, which gave me a check because I should outspeed unless he does because I speed crept it with Snorlax. Unless he has a lot of speed investment, he won't be able to outspeed me. I got Sleep Talk because I don't really have the best answer to Roserade right now. I have this thing which takes a couple hits from it, not the best thing though. And I also have Jirachi, but that takes a ton of damage from a Technician boosted HP Fire with the Life Orb. And so I don't even have, and it can also Sleep Powder this, so that's a problem. Yeah, so Roserade was really scary, so if he wants to Sleep Powder me, I got a Sleep Fodder right here, which is pretty cool. I got Return, Self-Destructing Crunch. Originally I had Earthquake right here. I had Pursuit over Sleep Talk, and then I realized how weak I was to his freaking Roserade. So I changed the Sleep Talk. So no Pursuit Trapping for me today, which is sad. But Crunch should be pretty good. It does not, I'm still really scared about Doublade. Because Earthquake would have been nice because it checks it because I outspeed it. Then I get one Earthquake and then two-shot it with the second, whereas Crunch is like a 3-hit KO one, and I really don't want to deal with that. I have immunity because, because I don't really need Thick Fat versus him. Also, this thing can also take hits from his Auroras if he decides to bring that, so that's another cool thing. My next mon is Bros Before Moes. Actually, Tom came up with this nickname, so shout out to him. Also, speaking of Tom, I built this team mostly by myself, and then I just ran it by Tom. We changed some stuff, actually, and yeah, we changed the... I'll tell you later when we get to Selgor, but, yeah, this thing is versus team. I have, Leaf Storm, Volt Switch, and Trick. This thing is to help me check his Manaphy, because I can trick if it is the Calm Mind variant, and then I can Leaf Storm to one-shot if it's a Tail Glow variant. So it's all good in the hood. And then I got Hint Power Ice because I don't have the best checks to his Druddigon, as you can already see. So this gives me another check to Druddigon. It probably doesn't do that much damage, but it does a lot more than either Volt Switch or Leaf Storm. So that is pretty cool. I don't remember what this outspeeds, but outspeeds something. Okay, it outspeeds something. And my last mon, originally I wanted D-Dance Scrafty because D-Dance Scrafty just did really well versus team because it was so slow. After one D-Dance, I would outspeed any everything on his team bar Scarfers, and even if he ran like a Scarf Crocodile, which I was really expecting, that's not going to be doing too, like, it's only doing like 50% to me with an Earthquake, and if he did had Superpower, do a lot more, but I really don't think he had the move slot to spare for Superpower if he was running Scar, because he needs EQ, he needs Crunch, he needs Pursuit, and then he needs Stone Edge for my Togekiss. So yeah. This is pretty cool. So I had originally I had let's go to this mon right here. But originally I had the D-Dance Scrafty because it just did a ton of, like, it destroyed his team. It really did. But after like a D-Dance or two, I could have just swept, and I had Iron Head, Drain, Punch, Knock Off, and D-Dance, and I was thinking between a Life Orb and Lumberry. But yeah, so I ended up deciding to go with the Selgor because this thing also like two shots pretty much everything on his team. Bug Buzz is just a nice stab versus team one shot stuff like Uxie, hurts Mega Gardevoir, and I have Sludge Bomb for Mega Gardevoir, Hidden Power Fire for that Doublade, and whatever, Energy Ball just hurts Manaphy. So yeah, this hurts his team a lot, essentially. So decided to run it. I only need 16 speed to outspeed Timid, Max Speed Gardevoir, which is pretty cool, which is kind of crazy because I can go like so much bulk. And in hindsight, I should have probably not invested so much in HP. I should have gone mostly in defense because look at this. He has a lot of priority on his team, and I should have gone more in defense to take hits. I was really debating between Life Orb and Expert Belt, but I decided to go with the Life Orb because it's just more powerful and it's just really nice. So yeah, that is my team against James today. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll get into the actual battle, and yeah, I'll see you guys there. Peace. Alright, we are here with the actual battle. Also, I will leave James's links in the description below, so make sure to go check him out. But yeah, we're going to go up against James, and just look at his team. He brought quite a weird team, so I did definitely expect Crook and Doublade. Uxie, I was almost sure was coming as well. Him on top. Also, I thought maybe for Intimidate, just for Megazard X, the double Intimidate core was helpful versus Megazard, so yeah. But the things he didn't bring Mega Guard, or he did not bring even Manaphy, which Manaphy was kind of scary. It was pretty scary, actually. I didn't have Whirlwind on my Snorlax, which I was really thinking about bringing. But I did have a check, and then it went to his weekend. I could even check it with the Selgor with Energy Ball. Also, this thing did check it, so that is pretty cool. Another thing is that he didn't bring Mega Guard, so that puts a lot of less stress or whatever. It doesn't. It means that Jirachi can wall Auroras more easily. I just need to keep it in the back and make sure that it is at a good amount of health, so that makes Auroras not able to sweep me, because this thing is definitely my counter for Auroras, because even though it has Earth Power, I'm Spit Def, so it's not going to be doing too much damage. But Mega Guard is really nice that it didn't bring overall, because Shadow Ball and Wisp was really annoying versus my team. So that's that. But Doublade is definitely probably the biggest threat of his team. I do have Megazord X to be able to counter that thing, but if this thing gets weakened, I could be in quite a bit of trouble. Yeah, so I'm just going to decide to lead off with my Snorlax, because I'm expecting to lead off with Uxie, and then I can just fire off a return and damage that thing while he tries to get up his rocks. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. He's going to go off with his Uxie, he's going to get his rocks up, and I'm going to get a huge chunk of damage off with this return. So he now knows that I'm banded. I was really expecting the U-turn right here, so I didn't really have a proper switch into U-turn, because if I went into Togekiss, I'd be taking rocks damage, and then he'd be able to scare me out with something like Rotom, or even Auroras or something, or even what is this mon, Doublade, which would have been an issue because I didn't want to take two like rocks damage when I came in just now, and then another rock damage, and then I'd be a low amount of health where I couldn't take a Stone Edge from Crocodile. So Yeah, I didn't want to bring in Togekiss for that reason. I should have probably brought in Jirachi, but at the same time, I got Pursuit Trapped, and I didn't really feel like doing it. Although Jirachi didn't do too much in this match, it just prevented Auroras from sweeping, so I kind of didn't want to do it right away. So I just decided to go into Selgor because he's not going to be taking much from the U-turn, and then we'll see if he goes into Rotom, then we know it's Scarfed. He might have he doesn't really have another thing that wants to take on a Selgor, so it's probably going to be a Scarf Rotom if he does that. So I'm just going to go out into my Selgor. I'm going to take the Rocks damage plus all that U-turn damage. So I'm in a really low amount of health right now. He does go into Rotom, so I know it's Scarfed. I'm just going to go into Lax right now because I'm not locked into a move now. I can go for Crunch freely. I don't have a switch into this Rotom yet. Even Trump isn't Snorlax isn't the best switcher because he could have Willow. I need to Mega Evolve my Zard to have a proper switch into it, because right now it's not a proper switching because electric attacks are very scary to me, and I don't want to risk my win condition. So he goes for Thunderbolt, and I am just going to go for a Crunch right here. It's my safest play as he goes on to Hitmontop. So I get the defense drop, which is pretty lucky for me, but it's not that big of a deal as I go out into my my Togekiss, and he goes for Bulk Up. So he didn't really have anything to hit a Togekiss. I was expecting him, maybe does he have a Stone Edge, I was thinking, but Stone Edge wasn't going to take me out. So I just decided to go for a Defog because Defog is just very nice because I want to... My Zard is my win condition. I don't want it to have to take 50%. So I'm just going to go for the Defog right here, as I do, and he's going to go for the Stone Edge as he does have it. So I can't really roost up. I was thinking about roosting up, but I end up losing more HP, and I was kind of like saying like I would roost up so that until he misses a Stone Edge, but still he could end up getting a crit, and I needed an Air Slash damage off on him. I need it crucially because this thing is really scary, and it also helps Zard in sweeping. So getting this Air Slash was very important as I do get a crit, which is really annoying for him, but anyway, I would have been able to go into Zard and finish him off anyway, so it wasn't that big of a deal. I'm gonna go to Zard right here because I can get a ton of damage off on him. If I couldn't go into Jirachi because Sucker Punch, and I get my Mega Evolution this way, so that means I can take hits from Rotom. So I'm just gonna go for Roost. He does get this F drop, which is really unfortunate. But right here, I want to be at a good amount of health, so I'm going to go for another Roost. If he goes for a Shadow Ball, he's going to do 70% to me, and I'm going to be in a really bad position. But I have a immunity right here in being Snorlax, so I really doubted that he'd go for Shadow Ball twice because we already know that he's Scarfed by the way he's playing. So I expect him to switch out, and I just go for another Roost. Because I want to be at a really good amount of health as he does go into Doublade, which is nice because over there, after he went into Doublade, I could have either Dragon Danced up or I could have gone for the Flare Blitz. Now, if he was offensive Crook, then I would, if I went for a Dragon Dance, then I kind of just won this game. Sort of. I could have not won, but I would have gotten a couple of kills off because Flare Blitz would have put me in range of like Shadow Sneak, and that means I wouldn't have just straight up won, but I got a ton of damage off on his team, or I could have just gone for the Flare Blitz. Now, if he was bulky Crocodile, then Flare Blitz was definitely my best play, and I didn't know whether he was or not, so I just decided to go for a Flare Blitz because if he switches in this thing, then that is really, like, I get damage off on this thing, and if I go for a Dragon Dance and he's defensive, then that's going to be really bad for me. So I'm just going to go for a Flare Blitz. I get a ton of damage off on it, so that means he has some bulk, but not too much bulk. I don't think he has too much bulk at all, really. And I do get the burn, which is nice for me. I'm going to switch out as he does go for the Pursuit. I could have stayed in, but if he was Scarfed, I did not want to take a ton of damage. So I'm just going to go into this thing, because if he was Scarfed, he'd probably have gone for the EQ. Yeah, he would have probably gone for the EQ, and then I could have just lived it. So I'm just going to go for this thing. Also, if I lose my Scarf, it's not that big of a deal because I pretty much outspeed everything on his team either way besides... Actually, I don't even outspeed Rotom with the Scarf anyway, so it's not that big of a deal if I lost my Scarf. Right here, I'm just going for Hidden Power Ice because Leaf Storm has a chance to miss. And right here, he goes on a Doublade. I was really scared that he was going to go on a Ooks, and then he would have got his Rocks up, which would have put Zard in a really low amount of health, which meant Doublade had an easier time sweeping. But he didn't go on a Ooks, he went on this thing, which is fine with me because I'm just going to go into Zard, or at least I think it's fine. I'm at a really low amount of health with Zard where it's not that good, because if he goes for Swords Dance, I can live up plus his Shadow Sneak, but he actually decides to go for the Sacred Sword. And right here, I think this might have been a roll, and he does kill me with Shadow Sneak. So now that my Megazard X is dead, I kind of misplayed around with it, which kind of sucked. This means that Doublade can just destroy my team, which is really scary. I had to play around it really well in order for it not to beat me, and I kind of messed up like that. I should probably sack something else, probably Jirachi. Maybe I should have probably sacked off Jirachi and then had Zard, but yeah, that was probably not the best play. As I'm just going to go for the full switch. I get some damage off on this Rotom, and I'm just going to go to Snorlax because I can then crunch it even if he does burn me. I can still crunch it, and he doesn't have a switch in for a crunch. He'd have to let go of Rotom. Even if he does burn me, I'm still killing him, so that's fine. And he actually decides to go for the trick, which is way better for me. I have a choice scarf now, which means for sure I outspeed his Doublade, which is kind of nice, and I can weaken it. But he goes down to Uxie right here. I was expecting him to go for rocks. Now I could have just stayed and gone for another crunch. I'm not sure why he wanted to get a T-Wave off on me. Maybe just to make sure that his Doublade outsped. Probably that, but I did have speed investment, so unless he had speed investment on his Doublade, Snorlax would have outsped him anyway. And I expected him to get up rocks right here, so I decided why not. I decided to go really aggressively and go on my Selgor. Now I thought if he did go for Thunder Wave, then I'd still be able to get a kill because he can't kill me from this range because I have so much bulk. I have so much bulk, so he can't really kill me from this range, and I kind of get a kill right now. So yeah, that's what I was thinking, because even if he does straight up go into Doublade, he can't kill me with the Shadow Sneak for this range because I have so much bulk, and I can kill him with the HP Fires. So yeah, I was fine with anything. This thing kind of just got a kill, as he does not kill with the Psychic, and I'm going to be able to take him out with the Bug Buzz. And he's not going to go out into his Doublade, just kill me with a Shadow Sneak, and now it's just this Doublade. So I'm going to go into this thing, get a Volt Switch off on it, because I'm going to get some nice damage off on it. And I'm just going to go out into this thing. Now he can try to start setting up on me, and that's what I'm thinking. If he sets up on me, I'm not in the best position, but if he gets like a couple Swords up, so I go for the crunch. I get about 28%, and he does get the defense drop, which kind of sucks. Now he is in range of a if I get a max roll, I will kill him with this Volt Switch. So I'm going to go into this, and if I don't get the max roll, I can just go into Jirachi and then take some extra damage, and I can go for a Flash Cannon. And even though I have that extra damage, he can still probably take on, even though if he gets a Shadow Sneak off on Jirachi, I can still probably take on his Auroras. And even if I can't, I have Leaf Storm in the back, and I just have to make sure I don't miss with this Rotom Mo. So I'm going to go for the Volt Switch, and I do get the high roll, so that just means this game is already won. So I can just go into Jirachi, and I can go for the Flash Cannon and take out the Auroras. So that is a good game. This was a pretty fun match. It was really scary because Zard went down unexpectedly, and Doublade started becoming a bit scary, and I was scared if he could set up, but I think I played well around it. Also, this talking about Snorlax this week, actually this is the first week that Togekiss died, which is kind of sad. Also, this is the first time that I brought something that isn't Chople Berry on Lax, which is kind of funny. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Next week we're going to be taking on the new member in our division. He's new because somebody else left. I think it was Darby. I'm not 100% sure about that, but someone left and he's replaced him. He is the Miami. He's Wilmar and the Miami Infernape. So we're going to be going up against him next week. Also, this win puts us at a 4-1 record, and we are still second in our division. So that is that's pretty, it's not, I mean, it's fine. That's actually pretty good, and we're still making the playoffs. Or, I mean, if playoffs, we're still in the, we're still looking to making the playoffs is what I meant. But, yeah, we're in a good position right now. As long as we keep on winning, we should make it in the playoffs. And, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this match, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.